Welcome back to another We Be Talking. Today is episode 23. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
And together with Cowshock, so this is the first one of 2019. It's been a little bit. We're going to take it nice and chill. Just change things up a little bit. Go a little more topical instead of too newsy. Unless something crazy happens in the news, we'll discover it. But with it being 2 weeks into the winter 2019 season, we figured let's just make that our topic. Just about what we've seen and which one we're most excited for.
All right, sure. Pretty much just talk about the winter 2019 season. Our first impressions of it, if you will.
Yeah. So far we've seen Mob Psycho, Kakaguri, Shield Hero, Promise Neverland, Boogie Pop, Dororo, Girly Air Force, and Circlet Princess. Well, I've seen Circlet Princess. I don't know if you've watched that one.
I haven't seen Circlet Princess yet.
Well, we're watching quite a bit this season is basically what we're saying. So let's just... Which one are you most excited for this season, Logan?
Yeah, why not?
Have you seen the first episode of all of these?
I'll say it's honestly a stronger season than I first anticipated. Because when I first looked at the list, I'm like, obviously Mob Psycho's there, and I was like, Rising Shield Hero might be decent, and Kakaguri if you're a fan of it.
A lot of these are not, big names or a second season of something big name. These are all first seasons that we're watching besides the Kakaguri.
Right, and Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm most excited for is probably Promise Neverland. The first episode just really caught my attention. I'm just like, damn, this has a lot of potential because it has a super interesting concept. The first episode I thought was very captivating. And I wish we would have went into it blind, but...
Yeah, so... we definitely did. We did a reaction for it, and we said it in there. It's like, if you would have went into that blind, you would have no idea what to expect. It would just be, oh, hey, there's these kids at this orphanage. They're just having a nice, chill life or whatever. And then, bam, there's a fucking alien eating them. And it's like, what's going on?
It was... I really love how it introduced everything. And everyone so far, from what we've seen, is really excited for it, loves the manga, is really hyped for it, so I have high expectations. I'm ready to jump on this hype train. I'm ready all aboard. So yeah, that's my...
Yeah, for
most excited.
First episodes go, it's definitely up there for the top with me right now. But yeah, even the characters in it seem great. They're young and smart, I guess, naturally smart, but it seems like they've been bred that way to be ridiculously intelligent. So that it has that going for it. But the other first episode I think that interests me the most this season was Dororo. First of all, it's in the era setting that I really enjoy.
Yeah, like the feudal era.
Yeah, the feudal samurai and all that. And it's just, you have a nice father who just ends up robbing his child of all his bodily organs, his parts.
Nice father, eh?
Everything it needs to live, but it somehow lives because of demon powers. It is a very fluid episode.
Right. It's interesting to see where it will go. Because, it seems it will follow... Well, because the show is Dororo, which isn't the baby that you mentioned, and isn't the, I guess, demon killer puppet thing. It's a little kid. But I'm guessing they'll tag together, and we'll just see everything through Dororo's perspective.
Yeah, I'm guessing, because... we didn't get anything from the demon kid as an adult, from his perspective at all. It was always done with basically Dororo was somewhere there in the shot.
Right.
Even when he first appears and picks up the kid falling off, like we see Dororo running off in the background with the guys chasing him, and it's like we barely get a glimpse of him there. And then yeah, so it will be weird to see how that duo works. Also, it's based off it's a reboot of a 1969 anime, so it has that rich history there. And I guess if you watch that for some reason, you would know what's going to happen.
True.
Yeah,
good point.
I don't know who's in here who's seen 1969 animes. I've seen 80s and 90s. I don't think I've gone earlier than that.
That's pretty old. I won't lie. It's pretty old anime.
I've seen actual television from the 60s and 50s and I think all the way back to like the 30s, but not anime. Unless you talk like old black and white cartoons or something. Those don't count.
Right.
Because they ain't anime.
Woo.
Honestly, Mob Psycho 2.
Yeah, Mob Psycho was pretty. It had a great opening episode, but I kind of expected that.
Definitely expected. Great first season. Good characters. Always hilarious.
All right. Do you have a? Well, that's kind of the same question. I was gonna say, do you have an early guess what will be the best anime? But that's kind of like most excited, in a way.
Not necessarily. I can be excited for something and think it's not going to be the best, though. Because I think, looking at this list, like, yeah, I have a lot of high expectations for Dororo and The Promised Neverland, but I know Mob Psycho is going to be solid.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it might end up being the best because it'll be solid all the way through. Whereas The Promised Neverland and Dororo have a setup to let me down. Because I haven't watched them. Because I haven't. I'm killing it. It's not possible. I've seen a first season for Mob Psycho, so unless this second season ends up being a huge letdown.
That's happened before.
It has happened.
Seasons 2 have not met the hype of a season 1.
And I feel like Kakaguri could go that way. At least going off that first episode.
Yeah, going off the first episode, Kakaguri is... It was just a weird episode, if I'm being honest. Like, the first season really found like unique ways to pit, Yumiko in these like crazy gamble situations, but also games that made sense. In the second season opener, they're playing, it just seems to be just to play type of game.
Yeah, and it seems like where everyone can lose, and and if you win, you just don't lose a finger. You're playing a finger guillotine game, and if you lose by cutting the string, it cuts off your finger. But apparently, everyone's fingers are in there at the same time, so it doesn't matter who cuts it because it'll cut off all their fingers. So I don't fully understand it. Also,
right, because I think they just kind of used it like, because in season 1 we kind of followed the formula like she needs to out gamble a student council member. And then this new character that was introduced was kind of a like de facto student council member. At least she was introduced in the student council room by the student council president. But in the first season, the student council people actually had things to lose. In this first episode, it's like losing a finger. Yeah, that hurts. That sucks. But like, you're not really losing.
Yeah, there's no like story or plot progression at the moment with it. Like normally it was, hey, here's why we're gambling. Yumiko has a goal of why she's gambling through everyone, right? And then it's like this one is just, we're here gambling. Ishiki's here too, and she's a fucking nut job still. She's already missing an eyeball or whatever. She doesn't care what else she loses. It's like, and Suzue, who's mostly a lot of it's done through his perspective and stuff in the first season, was just kind of completely shoved off to the side in this one.
Yeah.
And it focused on this new character we know nothing about.
Honestly, I don't know how season 2 is going to be handled because if you would have asked me season 1 if you think there's going to be a season 2, I would have been like, there could be, but I would because it kind of could just end on season 1, right?
Yeah.
Because she already she didn't really beat the student council president, but she didn't lose either. So she kind of is like on equal footing, is what it presented itself as. So now in season 2, I wonder if we're just going to go through kind of like a repetitive formula, or
Basically,
maybe
we have to go through all these 20 new people that
right.
got added to play against the president again. It's like, but the
Yeah.
president stepped down, and so someone else is coming in, and it's like,
I mean, if they could keep the gambles interesting, that could keep my
that's
attention.
mostly, I think, was the intrigue of the show anyway, was just like the gambles and the high intense situations and how to actually outsmart the other person, because everyone's cheating against Yumiko.
Yeah, that
But
is
she has
actually
to
what's
she has to somehow figure it out, and that's what I like. It's just watching her. How does she, learn the way they're cheating and how it's being done, and it's like a cool strategy game.
it was kind of like a puzzle. It's like how can you beat this person who has an advantage? Season 2, just don't cut the wrong rope. It's like, okay, that's not really exciting, because regardless if she cuts the rope or doesn't and loses a finger or doesn't, it really doesn't change much to the story, right?
No.
Now she's just gambling with one less finger. Okay. So I hope it takes a quick turn, because I was excited for it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. We do have a few more we need to watch. There's a couple more I've added to my list because what's our expectations for the worst anime of the season, right? It's like right now you've only seen Girl in the Air Force, and that one is by far of what we've both seen the worst. Circle of Princess is a little better, not much better. But there's a few others I need to watch that people are putting pretty bad. Weird thing to want to say and do. Pastel Memories is supposed to be not that good. I have that loaded up so I can watch it later.
There's a lot. I'm like scrolling through my anime list, and there's a lot that have like as initial ratings some 5s, which is in my anime list world very low.
Yeah, that is because it's like a lot of people troll with their ratings. A lot of people, just
well, I think just people
overhype things, or they're just kind of like easily pleased, I guess, because it's not like not everyone's like coming out to like a review, kind of like we are, right? Or like be critical. They're just kind of looking for something to enjoy, and so I think they give higher scores because of that, because they're not looking for some masterpiece or critiquing every little thing. It's like so if you give a 5, it's like considered a 2 or a 3 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to scroll through. Look, now I'm looking for like awful ones.
But right now, Girl Air Force, don't recommend it. So if you came out of the first episode liking it, okay, I guess. But it's going nowhere. Okay.
The cute girl thing can only do so much for me, and by that I mean not much at all. I like some story, I guess. Not that, anything wrong with that, but Girly Air Force, I don't think had really of anything.
It's trying to get some. See, Circle of Princess it's like an esports thing, and it's like no story going for it. I think it's trying to be a character driven kind of thing, but which I'd be fine with, because I like sci-fi stuff. But the characters have to be interesting. The main characters definitely not just your standard airhead. And then it's like, and then there's some just weird things in there. It's got your famous candid photo shots where it just tries to show it's doing something, but it's definitely just a pussy shot. And it's like, okay, good one, right?
Right.
And then they repeat that same camera shot throughout the episode in different ways, and it's like, what are you doing here? Stop it, right?
Anime camera angles. Never again.
Let's see. This way to talk about Boogie Pop.
Yeah, that's another one we both kind of watched. Which also, I guess the new formula now, though, this year in anime is release 40 minutes of your episode or of your show. And I guess trying, because I mean, well, Sword Art was last season, but it did it. Shield Hero did it. Boogie Pop did it.
That's it.
I guess that's it. I guess
maybe one of the other ones did that we didn't watch,
wonder if it'll be more common though. Like showing.
I think it just depends on the type of the show because the ones that did it.
Well, I wouldn't expect
Boogie
it from
Pop
sequel.
doesn't really need it. I don't think Boogie Pop needed it, but I feel like Shield Hero might have, and Sword Art did not.
I actually think the opposite, which is funny. I think Shield Hero could have done 20 minutes and just, cliffhanged us at the accusation. But I feel like if I watched Boogie Pop first episode, I'd be like, because didn't it end with her leaving?
Yeah, the first episode did with her leaving.
Right.
So
if I would have watched that,
it would have been like, oh, so what happened in the meantime, right? And it's like, I feel like it could have ended there. Fine. It's funny because I was thinking about the accusation thing for you on the first one, but that one was the accusation was already pretty close to the end. So that would have been like a 30-something minute episode. Okay, because I was going to say that as well, but the accusation was pretty late in the episode.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they'd have to edit it down. I don't know. It is a weird thing. It does help a lot. It helps probably almost. I can't think of a situation where it wouldn't help a show. So
I would say Sword Art didn't need it, but it helped because if they would have ended it on the first episode, it would have just been 20 minutes of them talking about ice.
Yeah, I think Sword Art, it did help Sword Art, but Sword Art's way was
worse than the other two, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. God, we sound like Sword Art haters. No, we don't. I take it back.
We don't hate it. We just don't like it.
Yeah, I think we just think it's average.
Yeah, it's average. Average isn't
I'm not saying
hating.
It's awful.
I've come out of things like, oh, it's okay. That's average. It's okay. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I think it's because the whole
My Anime List rating thing, because how we talked about my anime list is kind of just inflated by nature. Literally everyone gives things 6 or higher, or 7 or higher. But like when we do reviews and give stuff like 5s, 4.5s, people are like, "Oh, you think it's shit?" It's like, no, we think 5 is literally just average. This isn't like a grade scale from school where 5's an F. We just think 5 is average. 5 would be a C.
That's true, because 5 is average, 6 is meh, 7 is good, 8 is great, 9 is excellent, 10 is perfect. It's like, well, people are like, it's 10 perfect, 9 excellent, 8 great, 7 good, 6 shit, 5 garbage. It's like, what? 4 doesn't even exist. It's like, we haven't got the 3, 2, and 1 yet. 4's already, it doesn't exist.
Right. To me, if you're not going to use the whole rating scale, go from 1 to 5. If you're not going to go 1, just go to 1 from 5.
Yeah, because then you're like, oh, 3 stars. That's okay. That's average. It's like, and then you think highly of it. But all of a sudden, when that 3-star becomes a 6, it's like, oh, we better be careful of that one.
Here, do you have a favorite opening of this season? Because there's quite a lot.
Did Shield Hero drop an opening?
No. I'm pretty confident it did not.
Yeah, I know in its early airings it did not have an opening. So
we can even include, I guess, Sword Art. It had an opening change, but it's by the same artist. So.
Yeah, Lisa's always.
She literally has a chokehold on Sword Art OPs. She
And she
goes,
does a
"I am
really
the
good
only
damn
one."
job. So
They
she
are
does-
good, but it's just fun. I am the only one that can do your.
So when it comes to
opening.
Kakuri, which one do we choose of the three it had?
Oh yeah, that
It's
was
just-
also weird. I
that-
would go with the actual two because one was an ending, I guess. I would
Yeah,
go with the actual season 2
I'm trying to
open.
think right now because several of them had pretty solid openings. Like
I
Mob
think
Psychos was pretty
visually,
good.
yeah, I was gonna say visually probably Mob Psycho, just because they seem to just do crazy stuff. It seems like they were just like kind of like testing their limits, I guess. Just going all out on some animations in the opening. The song was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I also was a big fan of Promise Neverland.
Yeah, that one was pretty solid. I think. That's the one thing about anime. You'll never walk out with a bad opening. I don't think. And we'll do this at the end of the season. We'll have like best anime of the season, worst anime of the season, best opening of the season. We'll do stuff like that. And then at the very end of the year, we'll do best of the year for each little thing. But I actually
Okay.
really like Dororo's opening, but that's because I'm just a huge fan of that kind of like vibe, like music and
I would
aesthetics
have
and stuff like that.
honestly, I can't really remember Dororo's opening. I'd have to go back and listen. Oh well.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I think Mob Psycho is definitely visually the best.
Yeah. I have a feeling Rising Shield Hero will throw us a banger. It seems it has the hype. You always got to have a good opening to go with it.
That's true. But it's like, yeah, because I'm even like Girly Air Force, Circular Princess, bad animes, but decent openings. You know, it's like you're never gonna walk out, I think, saying, "Oh, that's a bad opening." If you do
it's
walk
hard,
out
though.
saying that, then it's probably just gonna be a bad anime.
Right. I mean, well, most songs are just decent in themselves. I'm sure you could like watch the opening and be like, this doesn't really make sense to the show, I guess.
Yeah, I still
Well,
think
I
that
guess
way
that would kinda
about like
require
Goblin
knowledge.
Slayer.
Right, that would kind of require knowledge of the show, though. You know.
Yeah. Because yeah, I really did like the song for Goblin Slayer a lot, but I still come out thinking I don't think that was the right tone for it. They should have went with like Death Note
it
kind of.
it grew
metal.
on me. I'll say it
yeah,
grew
I
on me.
love the song a lot. I love the opening a lot, but like I still don't think it's the perfect tone for Goblin Slayer.
I can see that. Well, there's some openings that don't fit the tone of the show whatsoever. The biggest example is, well, in my mind, is Death Parade.
Oh yeah, I'm trying.
How it's
I had
all,
to
like,
think back. It's been a
jazzy.
while since I've seen Death Parade. If I'm
It's all
thinking of the
jazzy,
right
or
one.
not Death Parade. Yeah, Death Parade.
Yeah, it's the one where they're playing the games or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The
Yeah,
opening's
'cause
all
it is
like
kind of like jazzy and stuff, if I recall.
right. It's all upbeat and stuff, and then the show is just like death left and right.
I did like that show. It's been a while.
I'd say this season's pretty.
What about endings?
Endings.
I actually watched all of them this season. Typically,
I don't think I watched too many endings. I'll listen to some of it. Most endings don't catch my mind. I don't know why. Catch my like.
well, I usually do it because like, oh, the episode's done. Skip to see if there's after credit scenes, but it's not there because it's like, oh, I'm done. I gotta move on with my time, right? You know, it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I always feel about it. Like, it's why I never watch an opening more than once or twice. I watch it the first episode, maybe the second episode. After that, I don't watch it again. I just skip them. I don't think I've ever watched an opening more than twice while watching a show.
Strange. I will, if I like the opening, I will literally watch it every. It kind of like gets me ready to get into the show or the mood of the show, I guess.
Like, unless I'm doing something while the opening's going on, like, oh, I better, fold some clothes real quick or go to the bathroom or something. That's the only time I'm going to hear it. Like, outside of that, yeah, I skip it every time.
That's interesting. I think it's a sin to skip openings, but that's okay.
Logan, save that minute and a half, move on to something else within a minute
But
and a half quicker.
I get in the zone. I think this was a strong start to the anime season, though.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I'd say it was a
I think this is gonna be a strong year.
well, hell yeah, it is loaded. This year of anime is loaded. Like honestly,
Because next season has some.
I mean, next
Woo!
season has like One Punch,
One
Attack on
Punch.
Titan, Fruit Baskets, Chihaya Furu. I know we don't watch that, but I know tons of people like it.
Yeah,
And then
so
later in the year, yeah, this is I feel the winter is a strong season, but just with the anime shows we have in store, it could, funnily enough, be the weakest season.
yeah, well, we've done anime of the year, but this year we'll have anime of the year. We'll have season of the year too. We're gonna go all out this year with these awards and shit. There's so much anime. We are watching so many. We're already watching way too much this season. I've never watched so much anime in my life.
For real, this is actually
I used to, well, before we started this channel, I never watched anything current. I always waited for everything to be done or whatever, and I'd just go find something, pick it up. Now I'm watching current airing anime. It's like, damn,
yeah,
man.
that's similar to how I am or how I was, because like I would always. It was more of like I pick an anime and watch that one anime because
Yeah,
most anime
it's
I
not
pick
like I was waiting for something to be finished. It was more like I would go to my anime list or whatever and look for something that was already rated
right
high
because
or
it's like,
whatever,
oh,
or
I can
heard
watch
about.
this in the meantime till this finishes. Because I used to just watch one anime at a time. Like,
That's how I
oh,
was,
I'll
but it
watch.
would be done within like a week.
Right, I'll watch this entire anime. Go to the next one. Watch that entire. But now it's like, oh, I have 8 anime currently going on that I'm keeping track of. Have them like on a calendar.
I think we're at 10.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
10.
Like,
I'm gonna add a couple more to my thing because we gotta find the worst anime.
and I'm even
I'll be at like 11 or 12 or
watching
something.
a show ongoing that's already been aired too. So it is anime crazy over here.
Anime Palooza. It's so insane. Why is there so much anime? Stop it. How can I keep up with it all?
Right.
Well, at least one of them is almost done. We got 2 episodes left of Sarune. One
Yeah,
episode,
and
I guess, technically.
yeah, well, me too. But you know.
It's 2, but the review will be out not too long after this drops. So
True.
it'll be the day after, but yeah. On that solid season of anime, I think this will be
Yeah.
anime only week that we'll be discussing for this podcast. Normally, we do video games. Actually, you know what? We're dropping TV right here as well. Game of Thrones, April 14th. We got the new trailer.
That literally just dropped. Well, today. Well, when we're recording this, and I was hyped.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones has been on
You watched the trailer, right? Of course.
Of course,
I don't even know why I asked
trailer.
that question, but the point is,
It actually dropped like what, a couple hours ago?
Yeah, it did. It was like when I watched it was like less than an hour or whatever. Because we got the trailer with the 3 Starks walking in, like, I guess the catacombs of their family history or something like that.
Right.
And at the end of it, we see statues of them.
Yeah, that was
like they've been prophesized to do something, right?
Yeah. I've just been waiting. We've been waiting so long. I'm so hyped. That whole year break is a killer. But
we're what, 3 months out?
We're 3 months out to almost when this goes up, it'll be 3 months exactly.
Yeah.
Look at that calculation.
Woo! Wonder why they didn't drop it tomorrow. Well, thank you for dropping it today as we got to talk about it. But yeah, I'm surprised. It's kind of interesting with the statues of them. And like no one else really show in there, like no relationship bonds with them, no other full prophecies, just we got prophecies of them 3, I guess, from the past or something.
Right. It wasn't like it was kind of like a. I guess it was a trailer, but it was more like a teaser
Oh
because
yeah,
we didn't really see. We didn't see anything from. Because I don't think that scene's gonna be in
probably not.
season 9. I think it's just a purely trailer scene. But I mean,
Until we
I
get
guess
hit
as
by the
far
curveball and
it
it
could
is
be. I
a
mean,
real
it could
scene.
be. But yeah, it's
I'm sure there'll be a lot of fan breakdowns.
there's gonna tons of
Fans
videos
break
are
down
going up
everything,
tomorrow.
like the Avengers things every day. It's like a new fan theory says this is going to
Yeah.
happen.
Top 10 things you missed from the Game of Thrones season 9 trailer. I don't know them, but that's gonna be a title somewhere.
It will be. It'll be like 50 things you missed. It's like, well, man.
500 things you missed.
Well, yeah, definitely hype for that.
April is like the year.
Everyone's gonna be gathering. We're gonna have the Starks together. Daenerys is gonna be with them. Like,
It's final season. It's all coming to an end.
Midget Man, all of them, man.
Midget Man. I believe his name is Tyrion.
They're all just gonna be together. It's gonna be insane.
Man,
and then they're all gonna die to the White Walkers, who I'm rooting for. Let's go.
Of course you are. I'm not surprised.
Oh, white sympathizer? What? That doesn't sound right.
Oh my god, a White Walker apologist.
They have a dragon, Logan.
Yeah, but the other side has 2 dragons.
And then there will be 3 dead dragons.
That would be... See, that's the crappy thing about fighting the White Walkers. If someone dies, they switch sides. So it's like, if you lose someone, you're losing... It's pretty much losing 2 people. Like, it's a -1 and a +1. That ain't
good. Yikes, let's gotta be careful with that one, boys. But yeah, I think that does it for this week, though, of We Be Talking.
Woo! I'm ready. I'm ready for everything. Animated anything. I don't even know. Winter season, I'm ready.
Winter season hype.
April, I'm ready. Anime year, I'm ready.
Video game year, I'm super ready. It's a super hype year for game. And this year is just gonna be a hype year all around.
2019.
This can go down as like literally one of the greatest years in
the best years in entertainment.
Like in gaming, anime, all this stuff. I think so, actually. That's not even like an exaggeration. I think it might actually go
movies.
Because like games, it's like 2007 was big. 2012 or 11 or something was big. But it's like, every so often. But damn, it's going down. It's going down for anime too. But anyway, thank you for joining us for another week of We Be Talking. As always, let us know your thoughts on everything. Tell us what you're most excited for in the winter anime of 2019.
The winter anime of 2012. Please tell us that.
2012, yeah, exactly. Yeah, which ones you thought had the best openings? Anything? Yeah, just comment down below. Follow us on our social media down in the descriptions below. Like, subscribe, and until next time, peace out.
See ya.